If you have a graduation report or a master thesis or any report that you wanted to look like organized in chapters and sections, like this case, for example, here we will have chapters, and inside chapters there will be sections, and inside each section there will be subsections. Again, inside each subsections there will be subsections. So in this case we will have 4 levels of titles. This video will show the steps for this type of contents for any document written in Microsoft Word. These steps will be explained on this document about important software. We will focus now on the titles here, starting from the titles of chapters. So here we have, for example, Daily Tasks Software as Chapter 1. We will have another title of chapter, which is Protection Software, and the third chapter. Also, we will have inside each chapter the names for the sections. Each name of the section for level 1, level 2, and level 3 are predefined here using different colors. So here we will define Daily Tasks Software as a heading 1, Office Suite as a heading 2, MS Word as heading 3, and these titles here mentioned in orange as heading 4. As you see here, we will use the styles from the ribbon Home here, and there is heading 1 here. We may click this button to show the other headings. We have just heading 1 and heading 2 that are shown here. We may click on this little button here, and we will go to Manage Styles. We will click on heading 2, then show, heading 3, then show, and heading 4, then show, and we press the button OK. In this case, we will see that we will have heading 1 until 5 shown here in this ribbon. Now, if we select Daily Tasks Software and click on heading 1, we'll see that the font changes here. All the sentence will have the font defined in heading 1. But for us, we need to define numbers for these titles of chapters. For this, we'll locate the mouse here. Then from this ribbon, we'll click on multi-level list, then define new multi-level list. We will see here that we have different levels from 1 to 9. For us, we will define just 4 levels according to what we already discussed here. So for the level 1, it will be linked to heading 1, and heading 1 will be the title of the chapter. So for this, we will enter the formatting for the number. We'll say, for example, that anytime you click on heading 1, the word chapter will be written, and it will be followed by a number. We'll choose the style of the number from here. It may be 1, 2, 3, or any other style you want from here. Let's choose 1, 2, 3. After this, it may be, for example, a dot. So you click a dot. If you want to add a space, you will add a space. Everything you are writing appears here in order to see how it will look in our document. We may change the font. For example, here 14 bold Times New Roman, the color, anything may be changed from here. And this level should be linked to heading 1. Then let's define level 2 here. It will be the sections inside the chapters. So for the number here, we will say that we will include the level from the level 1. So this one here will be the number of the chapter in which this section appears. So after this one, we'll write dot, and then we'll choose the style number for these sections. Let's choose here 1, 2, 3 also. So we'll see here 1.1. The first one is the number of the chapter, and the second one is the number of this section. It's 1 since it's the first section here. Then I added here a dot and a space. Then we will link this level to heading 2. We may also choose the font here. For example, it's 12 bold also and Times New Roman. We may also choose the text indent from here. Then we'll go to level 3. In this case, again, we'll say that for these subsections, the number will be the number of level 1 dot level 2 dot style 1 2 3 for these sections, and then I'll write also dot space in order to have this look. For the font, I will let it, for example, 12, size 12, and italic, and also Times New Roman as a font. We have to link this level with heading 3. Then let's define level 4. It will be linked to heading 4 from here. And for the number, I will remove this and define it as a list like this. So we'll choose here level 1 dot level 2 dot level 3 dot, and then after all these numbers we'll choose the style for this subsection. It will be 1 2 3 also, and after that we'll write dot space, and we may choose the font here, for example 10 size 10, and font style will be italic. The font here may be also Times New Roman like the other titles. Okay, and then here we are, we defined all the needed titles for this document. We'll press the button OK. We'll see here that chapter 1 is added to this. We need to define the style here of daily tasks software in order to match what we've already defined for chapter 1. We can select the sentence and change here the font. It will be, for example, black color, size 14, bold, and for the font it may be Times New Roman. And then we need to right click here on heading 1 and then click on update heading 1 to match selection. So every time we will click on heading 1, the text will have this style. Now we'll remove the extra text from here. And then for office suite, we said that it will be of style heading 2. So we'll choose from here heading 2. We'll see that it will change according to the numbering we have defined. For the font also, we may change it. For example, here size 12 and bold, Times New Roman, black color, for example. Anytime we make change here, we need to right click on the style and click on update heading 2 to match selection. So it will be modified for all the titles that correspond to heading 2. For this title of subsection, it will be heading 3. So we'll see here that we have the numbers, and for the style, for example, let's say it will be 12 Times New Roman, italic, or no, not italic, and black color. Then right click on heading 3 and select update heading 3 to match the selection. We'll also change this title, text formatting, as heading 4, then this one heading 4, and we will remove the extra text from each title. Now I changed all the titles here to match the defined styles heading 1 through 4. Here we see that anytime we will have a new section, the numbering goes according to what we have already defined. Let's take, for example, chapter 2 here, protection software. Since it is heading 1, So it took the number 2 since it's the second title here that has the style heading 1. And inside this chapter, the first section will have the number 2.1, 2 as the number of the chapter, 1 as it's the first section here. For the second section here in this chapter, it will be 2.2, and so on. If we, for example, changed our mind about any style for any of these headings, we may select here define. For example, let's say here that we will define the color for the chapter titles as green, for example. Anytime we make a change, we may right click on the heading here and click on update heading 1 to match selection. We'll see here that all chapter titles will change accordingly. Once the chapters and sections are all defined, we may need to add a table of contents which will simplify the navigation in this document. We will click here and go to the tab references, then table of contents. We'll find here that we can select some from the automatic built-in table of contents. We may add a manual table. We may also look for more table of contents from the Office website. Let's choose this automatic table one. We will have all the titles here added, and it's specified here to the right the number of the pages in which we will find each section. We see here that it's heading 1, then heading 2, then heading 3. It's limited to heading 3. We may change this. We'll go back to table of contents, custom table of contents, and select here the levels to show. We'll choose, for example, 4 and click OK. There will be an update on this table of contents. We'll see here that all headings 4 are added here in this table of content. We may change it. For example, we don't need these page numbers, so we'll click again on this table of content, custom table of content, and unselect here show page numbers. Okay, then we need to update to see the new table of contents without the page numbers.